Welcome to session 10 of Music and Mental Health Online Reflections. And here we have me, Benjamin Kumagum, or Benjamin Spatos, an artist who is passionate about mental health and community development. And also we have Nicoletta Antonio, who is a student studying psychology at Buffalo University. And together we're just going to talk about mental health at home. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to give us some likes. Don't forget to comment your thoughts about what we have to discuss. Because this is about you, it's about us. It's not just about a few people. We're trying to have these initiatives so that they can help you have a better understanding around the subject mental health, and so that it's easier for you to point out some of these some of the issues around mental health, the sector, and also to, if you probably know someone who is battling some of these challenges, so that you know what to do or where to go for help, to get help for them or for yourself. But I think also some of the discussions we're having here are to just help people to feel comfortable. Many times I've always told people that I think we have very fewer online discussions on mental health, and besides online, we also don't have many physical discussions on mental health here in Uganda. So, and I would like to assume maybe it's the same thing same case in other places or some other places, and because of that, this is a platform where we want to try and change that, or to increase some of the numbers of sessions that are available online that are actually talking about useful information on mental health. So about our topic today, it's a home is, they always say charity begins at home, and I think it's the same with mental health. Somehow we start, most of our journeys start from home. Most of the places that we go to, we go to them from home. We get to them from home, generally. And I would say the setting for home is more like a setting for a workspace. The only difference with home is that you're more closer with people related to you, people you have lived with for a much more longer time, or people you've grown up with, people like your parents or your guardians, or your sisters and other siblings, or anybody else that you stay with at home. It's very important to be mindful about your mental health at home, because many times there are certain factors at home that might trigger poor mental health. So if one would ask, what's a better setting, a home setting that encourages good mental health, and for me, I would think that a family that is open to sharing, that is open to sharing ideas, or open to sharing their feelings, or their frustrations about something that maybe a family member has done, is something really important. Like, just imagine if me and my sister, or me or my brother, told me something very hurtful, or probably they did something wrong, or maybe I expected them to help me out with something, and they did not. And because they're not aware of this, they're just going to continue thinking life is going on well, and you're not going to be happy. It's going to change your mood when you come home, or when you think of home, or when you think about this one family member who just hurt your feelings, or or got you upset, or got you stressed out. And because of that, this is going to change your daily routines at home. You might say, okay, I'm probably not going to have food from home, or I'm just not going to sit at the same table with this person, because when you're around them, you probably feel very angry. And I would really encourage people. It doesn't matter how many you are in a family, even if you're two or more than two people. I think it's really important to air out whatever frustrations you have with someone, because it kills you even more when you're closer to someone who has actually frustrated you, someone who's stressing you, and you can't actually speak out. Imagine I'm sitting close to somebody next to me, and there is something burning deep down inside, and I just can't speak about it because I don't know. I'm not sure how they're going to take it. And this doesn't just go to siblings. This goes to parents as well. There are many times when certain parents or guardians make their children feel like when they say something, you can't answer back, or you can't respond, or you can't give your opinion on something if they have said it. So their word is final. And I think if creating that kind of environment in a home is very unhealthy. It's eventually going to lead to very dull energy, very low energies in a homestead, and eventually it's just going to lead to certain patterns, and some certain negative patterns that eventually might get people to very high stress levels, or to develop a mental health condition, be it temporary or permanent. In our okay, I won't say Africa. Now, in most of our family homesteads here, you'd find that families, most of them are extended, especially. You'll find, yes, we have the family, the nuclear family, but then we have the extended family, which usually stays around the same place. And somehow we have to maintain a kind of level of relationship, not just with the nuclear family, but also with the extended family. And doing that becomes very hard if both sides or both parties, the one who is trying to maintain the relationship, okay, both are trying to relate, but then say both sides, say if it's me and maybe my mother, or me and my grandmother, or me and my auntie, me and my siblings, I just think, I feel it's really important for, I know, like, sometimes or most times people are wrong, but then I think in a home it's important to, on top of demanding for respect, in top of trying to make it look like you are the boss around, I think it's important to be constantly aware of the people you're living with. If you are a guardian, if you are an elder brother, if you're a younger sister, you don't need to be older than someone to mind about their mental health. You don't need to be in a position where you are the breadwinner, or the one who makes decisions to kind of try and monitor some of these things in a home. Sometimes other people might just be too busy to notice some of these things, but it takes one person or a few people in a home if they do notice this and then mention them out, it can really help a lot. And then I think one thing and this is something I encourage during the session, the follow-up visits I had with the mental health patients at the Gulu Regional Referral Hospital. And mostly I was encouraging them that when they go back to their families, why don't they create some family time? Besides, okay, we sleep together, we probably we go to the garden together, or we go and work together, or we do some of these things. How about we purpose ourselves to take some time and have every family member just come, and we probably sit together and maybe sing a song or just tell each other stories. Besides, the things where you go, everybody comes back from wherever they're from, and then maybe you enter your room and you only come and look at each other when you are called to have food, or when you're going to watch TV, or and it's even worse if you have your own TV in your room, so you probably lock yourself and you don't come out. So I think families, a family being one of the very first, the smallest unit of a community, I think it's really important for families to develop mechanisms that promote mental health within their spaces, because then if someone in their home they come out fresh, with a fresh mind, with a positive attitude, a positive mindset, I think it would be very hard to break it if they go maybe to their workspace, or when they go to school, or when they go to visit someone else. I think the family has a role, and sometimes they can capture some of these negative energies from your home, and prevent someone from leaving a home when they are frustrated. Many times when we do this, someone is going to go to the workspace and they're not going to be able to be productive because they had a fight with someone at home, maybe their partner, or maybe their family member. And for those that are staying alone, it's also important for you to be mindful about how you treat yourself. Do you do some exercises? Is that something that you feel gets you feel less lonely, less stressed out, less frustrated about anything, outside home? Like, sometimes when you come back home, that's the time when your mind starts reminding you about everything that's not going on well in your life. Like maybe it could be a job that's not really working out well, or school that's just probably having a lot of demands that you maybe feel like you might not be able to accomplish, or family members still that just end up adding on to all this kind of stress. Family members you don't stay with, maybe those that call you. So if you're staying in a home alone or on your own, it's important to be mindful about some of these things. When you're stressed out about something, I think it's instead of resorting to maybe taking a lot of booze to try and cool off the energy. I'm not saying do not take alcohol. I'm just saying be mindful about why you take alcohol or any kind of drug, and when you take it. If you're taking it to cure your pain, or to cure your sadness, or to cure your stress, or to try and just forget about it, I think it's a wrong way. Alcohol cannot replace, it cannot make things better, and it might seem like it is, but then it's only making you get addicted to it, and then it's taking you away from focusing on solutions that can actually help you get better. And I'd like to point out, I'm not saying you shouldn't take alcohol. I'm saying be mindful about why you're taking the alcohol. If you get home and you're just frustrated and you're probably about to cry, I think that's not the right time to actually take the alcohol. I think that's a time to maybe do some breathing exercises, to find something that can calm you down. And then maybe when you're calm, maybe when you're focused and have got yourself out of that moment, maybe if you feel like you probably want to have something, maybe do so, but also be mindful about the amount or how much you actually take. So Nicoletta, what's your view on that topic?
Well, I think that you've made some really good points, and based on families, if we talk about families, I think that one really good psychologist said that it is important for you to take care of business first in your house and within yourself before you try to change the world and change other people. And I think that this is a really good point, because so many times we believe that even if things are not going well with a family, meaning that we're having fights with our parents, with our siblings, with our partner, or even with ourselves, or we're not having a comfortable home, then when we leave it and we can go and be productive outside of it and be good at work, be good at school, but we need to understand how important it is to have a stable environment, home as stable as it can be. I think that it is really important to communicate with each other. As Benjamin was saying, communicate with your family members to let them know when they're hurting you with some words, because I think it's important to educate each other. And as your parents get older, or as you get older, perhaps your ideas or the way that you see the world does not match the way that other family members do. And this is a good time to stand up for yourself and say that, well, this comment hurts me, or this is not how I see the world, or it really bothers me when you do that. Or I think this is a good way to set boundaries and let people know what bothers you and what doesn't. So then you prevent fights from happening, because if your parents do something that you think that it's disrespectful towards you, the way they talk to you, or if your kids do something that bothers you, it's easy to look the other way and say, that's okay, I'm going to only spend with them a few hours in a day, and then I'm going to leave and I'm going to go out and be with my friends and not spend time with them. But this will always be in your head, and it's really important to solve these issues before you go to interact with other people. You can have amazing relationships outside of your family, but at the end of the day, I think it's really important to take care of business first in your house and when you're at home. As Benjamin was saying, also, it's really important to spend time, to find things to do together as family. And that could be always having dinner together every day. That's kind of like the family rule, that every single day when we're coming home, we're all going to have dinner together. We are all having lunch, anything that is like your own little ritual in your family. And when this happens, no phone, no screen, no television. This is the time that you talk about your days or what happened in the day. I think it depends on the family. Religion can bring families really close, praying together, going to church together, going to any religious facilities that you have, or doing exercise together, playing games, doing something fun, going out for a walk, something really fun to do, really fun. I mean, something that is good and it's good for you. Just go out and walk or jog or whatever you want to do that is simple. Just go out, take a walk with your parents, with your siblings, which you don't even have to talk at the end of the day. You just need to spend some time next to them because they are part of who you are. And if you're spending time at home and you are on your own, this is a good time to make sure that your space is something that feels comfortable to you, because when you have all the problems of the world outside, when you step outside of your house, when you go to work and you have a busy day or a difficult day, or you have problems with your friends, or you just don't feel good, unexpected things happen, and then you don't feel good for any reason. It's always a comfort to know that when I go back home, this place feels like my rescue. This is where I can go to feel good with myself, because this is a place that I sleep, I feel comfortable, I eat, I feel like I can be with myself. It's really important to have that. And if you don't, then perhaps you can change some things in your life and see your priorities on what makes you feel good. It really helps to do breathing exercises when you're on your own. And it really helps to, if you want, and if you, this is kind of your thing, what you would like to do, meditation and yoga, listen to music, as we said, like in previous sessions. Some people really like to light candles because it helps with the smell and it's really good for you. Or if you want to watch a movie or a show, that's good too. But you should be careful, because if every time you go home, you don't spend any time quiet with your own self to listen to your own thoughts, and every time you go home, you turn on a screen, which is something that is very common here in the United States. I think a lot of people forget to spend time in silence, quiet. Even when they're with friends, they're talking through a screen or they're on watching TV, same with themselves. And at some point, you'll find yourself not feeling so happy being on your own, because you don't spend time listening to your own thoughts, but you find distractions. As Benjamin would say, distraction would be anytime you feel bad or you don't feel good, you start drinking. That is not going to help you, because now every time you feel bad, you will think that I cannot solve this issue by myself with my own thoughts, but I have to drink to feel better. In not such a great extent, but think of it this way. This is what happens when every time you're feeling anxious or nervous or stressed, you turn on the screen to take your mind away. It's good to do it once in a while, but if you do it every single day, then it takes away the power that you have to solve your problems by yourself. So that's why it's so important to find ways to feel comfortable and safe in your own home. And find your own hobbies. I think it's really cool to find new hobbies to do, something so simple as painting or drawing or anything that you want that doesn't have to be expensive. Just find new ways to have fun with yourself on your own, because you're the person that you will spend every single second of your life with. So you should aim to feel happy with who you are, to have fun with who you are. And this is more difficult than it sounds. Obviously, it's very difficult to actually do that, because we learn to spend time with other people and focus on the relationships we have with other people and forget about the relationship we have with ourselves. So when you're alone at home, find ways to figure out what yourself really likes. If that is to listen to music and just clean the house, for example, or light up some candles and draw and paint, or anything else like that, then figure this out and have a good relationship with yourself, because you will need it when things get difficult. When things get difficult, if you have a safe place to be and a good relationship with yourself, you won't need to go to start drinking. You won't need to do drugs. You won't need to be outside of your comfort space. You will know that you feel happy with who you are, and you will be able to protect yourself the same way that you would try to protect a friend or a partner or your family member. So, as I said, I think it's really important to focus on what we're doing when we're alone and to feel happy with who you are.
Wow, when you talked about our body being a home, that was really nice, and most times I think that's something that all of us tend to forget. That's the very first home we all have, and how we treat our body, and just like the body, how we treat our mind is like it affects a lot of things around our lives and things around the lives of other people. So sometimes if we start looking at mental health as an investment and not an expense where you're spending a lot, but something that you planting so that it may grow into planting, and not just planting and you leave it to grow on its own, but something that you're constantly watering and pruning and doing whatever you need to do to make sure this plant, grows and thrives for as long as possible. So if you're out there and you probably you don't have that a routine or a moment that you actually share with your family members, and yet you stay with them, I think maybe you need to consider just taking off time. And like Nicoletta said, just it could be during dinner, set a rule that you probably just have dinner together with the entire family. And during those times, you'd be surprised at the things you'd be able to share, the memories and moments that you'd be able to to awaken, and those things are important. And it's just the same thing with a workspace. Like the previous session we had, I was saying that it's important for time on their own. Time on their own as employees together to clear off any negative vibes or negative energy that might have aroused based on work-related activities, and similarly in a home, there are so many things that can actually tip you off, and there's so many reasons that can make you feel frustrated with your partner, with your family member, your mother, your sibling. But some of these moments, some of these points that you actually get to meet and sit together for at least some time, it could be 30 minutes or 20 or 1 hour, can help you reach resolutions. And it's important, because the truth is there's nobody that doesn't fight, even the perfect relationships. I think what makes a relationship perfect is how you handle the misunderstandings that you have. It's not about not having any misunderstanding at all, and I think that's something we need to understand. If you fight with your partner, I think it just shows that maybe you have certain differences here and there, but then being open to getting to a resolution, getting to that one point that both of you can agree. And sometimes, it might take more than just agreeing, but then just having an open mind is very important. Sometimes the moment you close your mind towards positive change, towards just talking about something or thinking about looking at something in somebody's shoes, that can be a spark of a conflict that may not end. But sometimes if you give somebody an ear, listen to them, it might help you also try to explain yourself, explain your argument based on what they've told you or how you understand them. Okay, so since it's customary for me to do a song, I am going to try and so instead of doing an actual song now, I'm just going to share one of the videos of me doing a song, one of the songs I did for well, Nicoletta, maybe if you could make me a co-host. But the song I'm gonna share is it's called Shining Star, and I hope it can encourage you to look at yourself like as a shining star, as someone that is not a nobody, and I think that's something that many times some people tend to feel like that, and because of that, it affects how they express themselves. It affects how they respond to others, and how they even treat themselves as well. So I think it's just important for us to just look at ourselves like we're important, and it starts from that point that we can actually try and extend that love to the people around us as well.
We try hard to survive in this world full of lies. Don't let it get you blinded. We try hard to survive in this world full of lies. Don't let it get you blinded. Never let your fears come between your dreams. Never give up, you should never give in. Soon enough, you will succeed. When you feel all alone and there's nowhere to go, just keep holding on. Keep holding on. Even when you're crying, even when your fears surround you, stand up and say, I am alive. You are a shining star, no matter what comes your way. You are a shining star, brighter than your feet, yeah. You are a shining star, no matter what comes your way. You are a shining star, brighter than your feet, oh. Oh, oh. I know you can survive this. You should know you are above it. I know you can fight it. I know you can survive it. You should know you are above it. I know you can fight it. Sing it, man. I know you can survive it. You should know you are above it. I know you can fight it.
Okay, so that was Shining Star, and it was part of a project that I had during COVID-19 lockdown. I figured people out there are anxious and stressed out about what's going to happen, so I created a series of compositions I made with a producer who would just send me some songs, and I pile them together into some video and just sing for people and hope that it would give them hope and encourage them. And back to the topic, mental health at home. I think if you're in a position in a home to make changes, I think some of the changes that you need to be considering is trying to create those meeting points where you as a family can actually meet. If you're staying alone or on your own, I think it's important to, if you can invite friends over once in a while, or visit a friend or a family member every once in a while. It's just important. It's important for you to connect with the people closest in your life. The longer you don't, it becomes harder to survive. I'm not saying that there are no people that haven't survived on their own, but it's easier for you to bond and connect with the people that you know, the people that you love, the people that you call family, or the people closest to your hearts. And when it comes to home, I'd like to okay, I know, okay, maybe this is not really the right platform to talk about this, but then for all those people out there who might not have a home, I think I'd like to encourage you to stay strong and still be hopeful wherever you are. If you're actually able to see this video, if somebody can play this video for you. And I'd like to just encourage us to try as much as we can to extend love to the people that we can extend love to. And sometimes you might be in a place where you can actually make a difference in someone's life. And these differences might seem small to you, but they might be very big to somebody out there. So, and it's not just something that helps. It's not giving or helping or supporting someone is not something that helps the other person. It helps you as well. So let's have a more giving heart, a more sharing heart. And sharing may not just be with materialistic things, but it may also be with how we feel, our emotions. It's important to just have someone you can talk to about what's going on in your life. You may not be able to see everything happening with you, but if you can talk to someone, or if you can let someone, if you can have a discussion with someone, it might help you have a better understanding about yourself, and also help you to get better. We don't know it all, and I think that's why you'll find that, oh, I can sing, and maybe Nicoletta can play tennis really well, and she's a psychologist, and you'll find someone is a teacher, and another is a scientist, another is a mathematician, and every skill comes. We have these skills for a reason. It's not a coincidence that maybe something that I can't do, another person can. I think it's intentional. I know we have many people that have many skills, but you can't have all the skills in the world. So because of that, it's important for us to work together. It's important for us to find that connection, to find that one person that might be able to support us in that field that we are not able to on our own. And being cautious about our circles is really important. And by circles, it's not just friends, it's also family as well. Be mindful about the people. I know I said share, I know I said share, but I think it's also important to be mindful about who you share what to. not all your family members might be welcoming to you. And because of that, there might be that one person who is more welcoming than the others. And they are willing to actually listen to you. But then you're probably too distracted to even notice. So let's just be cautious, and let's be more aware about what's going on with ourselves, what's going on with our family, within our homes. And because our home is a small unit, it's easy to notice some of these slight changes. Like if somebody just probably stops doing something they do very frequently. Like if you notice they're probably waking up later than they usually do, or they're sleeping more, or they're eating more, or they're eating less, or they're just not as talkative as they usually be, if they're more aggressive, if some of these signs, and if you're wondering what the signs are, I think if you can go back to some of our previous sessions, we dive deep into some of the common signs you should look out for to that can inform you maybe to just go and probably go for a mental health checkup. So some of the things are important, and the family is the right space for you to try to monitor some of these things. So I think we have come to the end of today's session. I want to thank all of you that will be watching this on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video if you feel like there's something you've learned from this. And for those on YouTube, I think there will be a video somewhere here or here. That will lead you to the previous session that we had. So click on it, and if you want to just have a recap on what we were talking about, we talked about mental health at workspaces, mental health at school. And also don't forget to leave in the comments anything that you might want to add onto this topic, and generally what you think about these online reflections. Thank you again, and Nicolette, I don't know if you have any last remarks for.
Nothing much, just stay strong if you're struggling, as always. We hope that you can get help, that you're helped through these videos and through sessions. And if there's anything specific, anything else that you would like us to talk about, please let us know. And you're worth surviving this life, and you should stay strong, keep going, and there's going to be better days in front of you.
Okay, thank you guys for watching, and see you again for the next session. Don't forget to check our pages. We will be posting about details on when we'll be having the next session and the topic. And like Nicoletta said, don't forget, you can always comment about something you want us to discuss about, and we will definitely do it or discuss about it. So until we meet again, have a beautiful and wonderful time.
You ask who I am, I'm not sure of loving or humanity. You ask who I am, I'm not sure of